charges appearing on the surfaces. Okay, so this is the starting of capacitor basically. One plate, metal plate. This is a side view. Remember, this is a side view of two metal plates placed parallel to each other. And one plate is given charge Q1, other plate is given charge Q2. What will be the charges appearing on surface 1, surface 2, surface 3, surface 4? Already we discussed these things in last class. Tell me anyone, how much will be the Q1 charge on this plate, surface 1? Tell me, Evangeline, how much it will come? We discussed already. Yeah, very
Q1
good.
plus Q2 divided by 2.
Q1 plus,
Q2 divided by 2.
this is on which surface? Surface 1, surface 2, surface 3, surface 4. Which one you are saying?
Surface 2, sir.
Yeah, surface 2. Yes, surface 2 it will be Q1 plus Q2 by 2 on surface 2. Similarly, on surface 4. Yeah, similarly, same thing will appear on surface 4 also. Same thing will appear in surface 4 also. Q1 plus Q2 by 2. Same charge. And what will be the charge coming on surface 1?
Q1 minus Q2 divided by 2.
Yes, very good, Evangeline. So it will be Q1 minus Q2 divided by 2. Similarly, on third one, what will be there? Charge appearing on third one?
Q2 minus Q1 divided by 2.
Very good. Correct. Okay. So this is how, using Gauss law, we will get this one. These are the charges. Now this we can say as the starting of our capacitor thing. Because now, if we will put the values as Q1 is equal to plus Q and Q2 is equal to minus Q, then what will be the values? As you can see here, the values will change. Q1 plus Q2 by 2 will be Q minus Q divided by 2, which will be 0. And similarly, Q1 minus Q2 by 2 will be Q minus Q divided by 2, which will be equal to Q. So we can say that on these plates, the charges appearing will be on the plates. If we have parallel plate and battery is giving plus Q charge on one and minus Q charge on other, which will be generally in the battery cases, then the entire charge will appear here. This entire plus Q will appear here. And entire minus Q will appear here. Okay. So this is the way to prove it also. Similarly, we can use the induction concept also to understand it better. So this is what we should remember it. Particularly this thing everyone should remember, because not only just for sake of this one, they can always ask you to apply the Gauss law and try to calculate if Q1, Q2 charges are given. So we must remember Q1 plus Q2 by 2, Q1 plus Q2 by 2, surface 2, surface 4, same charge. Surface 1, Q1 minus Q2 by 2. Okay, Q1 is coming here, Q2 is coming on, so Q1 minus Q2. Similarly, same logic, Q2 is coming on this plate, so Q2 minus Q1 by 2. These will be the charges appearing on these plates. Okay, already we discussed this proof. Okay, just for the revision sake, I gave you, because there can be questions in capacitor related with this also. So we should know the charge, how to apply the Gauss law. That is the starting of, we can say, the capacitors, everything. Okay. So this is one formula. Now, anyone has any difficulty in this one? Anyone has any difficulty? Just remember everything properly, because anything can be asked in the exam. Okay. So let's go for the second formula revision for capacitor, which already we discussed, right? For a parallel plate capacitor. Now the name, official name, parallel plate capacitor, we say. Remember, the distance will be quite less. So with respect to distance, that's what we'll say the dimension of plate is infinity. So it's an infinite plane sheet charge, and all those formula is applicable, right? So in this case, we have the positive charge here. We have positive charge here, and we will have the negative charge here. Okay. Now, what will be the capacitance? Let's take distance between them is D, area of cross section, area of the plate is A, area of each plate is A, right? Remember, this is the side view. This is a side view of two plates. It's not the front view. Try to understand. This is just the thickness. What you are seeing is you are seeing the thickness from the side. Plates are into the plane. So area is into the plane. What we are seeing is just a small thickness which is magnified to make you understand. If you want to really see how it will look like generally, so it will be something like just a line. That's all, in which one will have positive charge. Okay. One will have negative charge. So this thickness just I have shown you. So don't confuse in the thickness. Area is inside the plane. Okay. So this is a parallel plate capacitor. Now, okay, what will be the value of E in between the plate? What
Sir,
will be the value?
E is equals to sigma by K epsilon naught.
E is equal to sigma divided by
2 epsilon.
2 epsilon naught or epsilon naught. Remember, this is both
Or
positive.
parallel plate epsilon, sir.
Epsilon not, sir.
Epsilon naught, sir.
Net field. Yeah, tell me. Net field. Remember, we are talking net field here. We are talking net field here. Okay, I'm just putting my camera on, but all of you can keep your camera off. Okay, no need of putting your camera on. Okay, so what will the value of E? Tell me. Net field we want to calculate. What will the value? Sigma by, how much is the value? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught or sigma by epsilon naught?
Epsilon net, sir.
Epsilon naught, sir.
Yes, sigma by epsilon naught. Due to two charges, remember, due to positive plate, it will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Due to negative plate, it will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So the total value will be, when we'll add it, this is a total field. Okay. And by the way, E positive, E negative, both will be coming in same direction. So if anyone has any doubt, just see it. E positive will also be this way. E negative will also be this way. Negative plate and positive plate. Because for the positive plate, field is away from the plate. For the negative plate, field is towards the plate. So away from the plate, sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Towards the plate, negative plate, sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Magnitude, by default, they are coming in same direction. So their magnitude will be added up. So how much is the total magnitude? Sigma by epsilon naught. Where sigma is, what is the value of sigma here? Q divided by A epsilon naught. Sigma is, if charge is Q, sigma is surface charge density. So Q by A divided by epsilon naught, which will be Q by A epsilon naught. Okay. Suppose now someone is asking, what is the potential difference? We already discussed these things. What will be the delta V? Suppose E is given, distance is between them D. What will be the potential? And which one will be higher potential, by the way, in the parallel plate capacitor? Which one will be higher potential? Positive plate or negative plate? Which one will
Positive,
be at
sir.
a higher potential? Yeah, tell me, anyone. Already we discussed.
Positive, sir.
Yes, very good. Always remember, positive plate will be at higher potential. Positive plate will always at higher potential. In the same way, for a battery, positive terminal will be at higher potential. Negative terminal will be low potential. So this is higher potential and this will be low potential, lower potential. So when we'll use the formula, Q is equal to CV for a capacitor. If you'll go technically, what it should be Q is equal to C into delta V, change in potential. Because V is not just, it is not just a potential. Q is equal to CV, or more accurately, C delta V. So delta V is change in potential or difference in the potential, higher potential minus lower potential. Suppose the field is E. What will be the potential? Tell me. Anyone? What is the potential? How to calculate? We discussed these things. How to calculate the potential?
Sigma D by epsilon
Into
naught.
D.
Again, 1%.
Sigma D by epsilon naught.
Sigma. Okay, so that is E into D. Very good. E into D, which will come as sigma by epsilon naught into D. So this will be the value of delta V. Right? So delta V will be sigma by epsilon naught into D. This will be the value of change in potential, difference in the potential between two plates. Very good. Now, what is the capacitance? Last one. What is the capacitance value for it? In a parallel plate capacitor, what is the capacitance value How much it will be?
epsilon naught A by D.
Yes, very good. Epsilon naught A by D will be the capacitance value. Okay. The capacitance value will be epsilon naught A by D. So it will depend on the medium. It will depend on the medium. Medium is decided by this epsilon naught, right? So this is a medium. A is the area, and D will be the distance between them. So it is epsilon naught A by D. This is the value of C. This is the capacitance value. So anyone has any difficulty in this capacitance value, any formula now, because these things should be as clear as the crystal for all of you, then only you can do any numerical. Otherwise, you'll keep confusing in theory itself. So anyone has any difficulty in this? Remember the formula, okay? And let's go for now energy formula for it, right? Energy formula for it. What will be the energy for that? Okay, since some of you are new to the class, let me just explain. Remember, this is one side is positive, right? One side is negative charge. Okay. Now energy will be there. Where the energy will store? Where the energy will store? We already discussed. Energy will
In
be
the
stored.
capacitor.
Yes, in between the plate, in this area, where there is electric field between the plate. It can be vacuum, it can be air. We can't see that energy which is stored, right? So there the electric field is there. Electric field is there. We discussed the formula. Which formula we discussed for the electric field? Rakesh, keep yourself muted. Sakina, yeah, tell me, Sakina, what is the answer? What will be the direction? What will be the value of energy? More accurately, I am interested in energy per unit volume. We discussed already this formula, energy per unit volume. What is the formula for that? Half
Epsilon naught
yes,
E
yeah,
square.
half
Epsilon naught E
epsilon naught.
square.
Yes, very good. Only E will have square. Epsilon naught is this. Half epsilon naught E square. This is energy per unit volume, or we can say it is nothing but joule per meter cube. Unit will be joule per meter cube. Energy per unit volume. So whenever there is electric field, there will be energy this much. Okay. Based on that, we have calculated some other thing also, but more importantly, for energy, capacitor energy, how much we discussed? What is the formula for capacitor energy? Half C V square. This is one formula. Then we can write half CV, we can write in bracket into V. So it is half Q into V. Or we can write half C square V square by C, or half Q square by C. So all the formula is same. This is giving capacitor energy, half CV square, half QV, half Q square by C. Okay. All this formula gives the energy. Where is the energy stored? In between the capacitor plates. Right? This is the energy stored. Which form of energy it is? Electrostatic energy. Electrostatic energy. Okay. So anyone any difficulty in this? What is V here? What is V here? What is V here?
Potential
Varsha?
difference.
Yes. Okay, you answered already. Okay. V will be potential difference, not potential. Because I've seen the student getting confused in potential difference. See, whenever in a capacitor topic we use the word V, it is potential difference between the plates. It is basically delta V. We should write delta V, but the convention is to just write V, because it is understood that we are talking about potential difference. Okay. So potential difference between the plate will be this much. Now last class we discussed one more point. What will be the work done by a battery? Right? Suppose a battery is connected, right? It is charging using, basically we have to use the capacitor charging, we have to use the resistance also, right? So let's take the battery EMF is E, positive, negative, right? How much will be the final energy on the capacitor? Or what will be Q final on the capacitor? Let's take capacitance is C. Final energy. What will the final charge? What will the final energy? So we will say that finally whatever be the potential difference across this one, same will come across this. Okay, same will come across this. Rakesh, why you are unmuted yourself? Mute yourself. You want to ask any doubt?
Yes, sir.
What is your doubt? Tell me fast.
Sir, half axillum not square, no, sir.
Remember one thing, we should live in present because present is called present. It is a gift to you. Don't go in the past. Now you have doubt in this slide, anything? What I'm writing right now? Any doubt you have? Just ask me the doubt which you have right now in this one, not than the previous one. Okay, once I'll discuss the sum again, you can ask. But don't mute yourself. Okay, don't unmute yourself again for any reason. Okay, so this is E value. Try to understand this is just the revision of what we have done already. Okay, Q final. How much will be Q final? Q is equal to C into delta V. Now what will happen? The entire EMF, suppose it is ideal battery. What is ideal battery? Ideal battery will have no internal resistance. So assuming that terminal voltage is equal to the EMF, since there is no internal resistance of the battery, we can say this entire EMF will be coming finally to the capacitor. So that's the role of the battery. So in that case, it will be C into delta V. Delta V is E. Right? So this is a Q final. So energy stored in the capacitor will be how much? Half C E square. Okay, this will be the energy stored in capacitor. Now, how much work done by the battery? This we discussed last class. Because this is an important point. Work done by the battery. How to calculate work done by the battery? What formula we discussed? Work done by any battery. Whatever charge it is giving into the EMF, right? Q into E. What is Q? C into E. So it is C into E into E. How much it is? CE square. Now the question is, battery is doing CE square work, but energy stored is only half CE square. So where is the half energy going? We discussed it last class. What is the answer for it? Where is the half energy going?
Wires, sir. Wires will observe.
Yes, very good. So we discussed already that wires will heat up and resistance is there. Basically, it will also consume some energy. So energy is lost. Okay, it is lost as heat energy, we can say. So whatever battery is doing work to charge a capacitor, half of it will be lost as heat energy. Only half will go to the capacitor. That's what energy is, half CE square. So you can see all logic is related. What we calculated everything. Okay. So this is for capacitor. Now we discussed also a spherical capacitor. We discussed the formula, and in NCERT book it is there, right? R1, R2. Okay. What will be the capacitance for this system? Inner radius R1, outer radius R2. What is the formula we discussed?
4 pi epsilon of R1 R2 by R2 minus R1.
Hitesh, where are you? Your voice is coming too low. Can you speak a bit loudly?
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible, but it is looking that you have accompanied by some other people also.
No, sir. No.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, speak loudly.
Sir, 4 pi epsilon naught R1 R2 by R2 minus R1, sir.
Very good. Yes, it is 4 pi epsilon naught R1 R2 divided by R2 minus R1. This is the capacitance for spherical capacitor, which is in NCERT book. They asked you to derive it. We discussed this derivation. This is a spherical capacitor. Okay. Now, suppose a single capacitor is given. Like let's talk about Earth. Only single R1 radius. Then what we discussed for single spherical system?
Sir, 4 pi epsilon naught R.
Yes, very good. We discussed for single sphere, we will assume that R2 is there, but it is very, very high. So in that case, we can write R2 minus R1 approximately equal to R1 only. Sorry, R2 only. So the capacitance value will be 4 pi epsilon naught R1 R2 divided by R2. R2 will get cancelled. So the capacitance value for a single sphere, remember that, 4 pi epsilon naught R1. So if someone is asking what is the capacitance of Earth, so we'll say 4 pi epsilon naught into radius of Earth. That will be the capacitance. Okay. So remember, this is a spherical capacitor. With a single sphere also, we can find the formula. Okay. Now next will be cylindrical capacitor. Cylindrical capacitor. Anyone has any difficulty in this one? Spherical capacitor? Any doubt? Remember this formula, just a formula revision. Next, we will go for cylindrical capacitor. Who will tell cylindrical capacitor formula?
Sir, 2 pi epsilon naught L by log R2 by R1.
Wait, one second. Let me draw the diagram. But Rakesh, why you are annotating on the screen? Do you know what is the punishment for annotating in the faculty screen? Banishment for 1 week, which you already had last time. Okay, now let me just draw it. R1 here, R2 here, length is L. Yeah, tell me. Now tell the formula.
Sir, 2 pi epsilon naught L divided by log R2 by R1.
Yes, very good. Ln of R2 by R1, log base E. Okay, so I'll write this as log base E, or it is called ln. Okay, so remember this formula, particularly those who are preparing for competitive exam, they must know all this formula. What is formula for a student? It is the weapon for you in the exam, right? So if you don't know the formula directly going in any exam, it is something like you are going to create everything in the exam. So you must remember all the formula. This is the capacitance for cylindrical capacitor. This also we discussed. 2 pi epsilon naught L, ln R2 by R. Okay. Now, other than this, what we discussed, series and parallel combination of capacitors. Based on that only we are doing the sums today. So final thing, after that we'll do the numerical. Series and parallel combination. This is point A, this is point B, this is C1, this is C2, right? We will find equivalent of it. This is a series combination. Formula is opposite to resistance equivalent. So it is C equivalent series combination, right? This is series combination. What will the formula? 1 by C equivalent is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Okay. It is exactly opposite to resistance formula. Resistance, we use this in parallel. But in capacitor, we use it in series. And also, if this is asked, how much is the potential difference ratio? See, in series combination, they will get equal charges, plus Q, minus Q, plus Q, minus Q. But in that scenario, this potential difference, delta V1 and this delta V2, they will be different. So what will be delta V1? What will be delta V2? Can we say delta V1 will be QC1? Delta V2 will be QC2, where delta V1, delta V2 is potential difference across them. So delta V1 divided by delta V2 will be equal to C1 by C2. Right? Delta V1 divided by delta. So what we can say in series combination, what a statement we can say? Can anyone tell? What a statement we can draw it? In series combination of capacitors, what a statement we can draw? Evangeline, what we can say?
Sir, a statement means
Sir,
Okay,
del V1 Q
statement.
by C1 only, sir.
No,
Del
I didn't
V-
get what you're asking.
No, sir, del V1 equal to Q by C1 only.
One second. Yeah, sorry. One second. This will be C2 by C1. Q by C1, Q by C2. So it will be C2 by C1. Okay. So in series combination, potential difference, okay, will be in the inverse ratio of capacitance. See, in series combination, what is same? Charge is same. Now, in any capacitor, what are the quantity matters? One is okay, capacitance. They have given C1, C2 capacitance. Other than what matters? Charge matters and potential difference
Potential
matters.
difference.
So charge is same in series combination. That first and foremost we have to learn. Charge is same. Now, second thing is potential difference. In the question they will ask, what is the potential difference across C1? What is the potential difference across C2? So we should understand that delta V1 by delta V2 will be C2 by C1. Inverse ratio, not direct ratio. So once we use, we can add 1 on both the sides to solve it mathematically. We will get delta V2 plus delta V1 divided by delta V2 is equal to C2 plus C1 by C1. From here, what will the delta V1, delta V2? Delta V2 value will be C1 total delta V divided by C1 plus C2. So delta V2 will be the potential drop across the second resistance will be equal to C1 first resistance, first capacitance into delta V. Total potential is delta V. Delta V1 plus delta V2 is delta V, total potential. So total potential delta V1 plus delta V2 divided by C1 plus C2. This is delta V2 value. Now, anyone has any difficulty in this? Similarly, we can calculate delta V1. Remember this formula we are going to use today in numerical, C2 into delta V divided by C1 plus C2. So the potential difference across first one is equal to second capacitance divided by total capacitance into total potential, delta V. So we must remember this delta V1, delta V2 formula. Charge is same, but potential is in the inverse ratio. Okay. So anyone has any difficulty in this formula? Any doubt? Anyone? Okay. So next, let's go for parallel combination, right? So we have parallel combination. They will be applied across the same potential drop between point A and point B. Already I told you how to identify. Suppose this is point A, then what you can do, these points which I'm drawing with the blue, they all will have same potential, right? All these points will have same potential. So this entire blue is having same potential because these are all connected wire, same potential. And similarly, entire red is having one potential. So we can say this side also, if someone is asking what is the potential difference between here to here, it is VA minus VB, right? Other side also it is VA minus VB, right? Now, once we are going for equivalent capacitance, so instead of two C1 and C2, we should use a single one. Okay, we should use a single one, that is C equivalent. Okay, here it was C1, here it was C2, right? So in that case, we already discussed that C equivalent will be C1 plus C2. What is same across them? Same potential difference. Yeah, there is a parallel combination. So in parallel combination, potential difference will be same, right? Potential difference will be same, right? So C equivalent will be C1 plus C2. Then what we have to calculate? How much will be the charge coming? What ratio charge is coming? So how to calculate charge here? How to calculate charge? Which formula we can apply?
Sir, charge is equal to C1B.
Yes, we'll apply the formula. If suppose this quantity is taken as delta V, so Q1 will be C1 into delta V, right? And Q2 will be C2 into delta V. So Q1 value will be C1 delta V, Q is equal to CV, Q2 is equal to C2 delta V, Q1 by Q2 will be equal to C1 by C2. So remember, in parallel combination, potential difference is same, right? Potential difference is same, and charge is in the direct ratio of capacitance. Q1 by Q2 will be equal to C1 by C2, right? Charge is in the direct ratio of their capacitance. Again, same logic will apply. What we'll do? We'll add 1 on both the sides. Try to understand, we are not calculating potential. Potential is same. In series combination, charge was same. We calculated potential. Now we are not calculating potential. Now we are calculating charge. So we are adding 1 on both the sides. So if you add 1 on both the sides, how much it will be? It will be Q2 plus Q1 by Q2 is equal to C1 plus C2 by C2. From here, what will be Q2 value? Q2 value will be C2 total charge Q1 plus Q2 is Q, this formula. Right? So Q2 is equal to C2. Try to understand these two terms. Q2 and here C2. Directly proportional. And what is other quantity? Q, total charge divided by total capacitance. Right? This is in parallel combination, charge appearing on second capacitor, Q2. Similarly, what will be Q1 value? Q1 will be C1 Q divided by C1 plus C2. What is Q2 value? C2 Q divided by C1 plus C2. Okay. So just try to understand this entire thing, all of you. Any difficulty in this one? In between, I have to take attendance one time. So anyone has any doubt? Remember, in parallel combination, potential difference is same. So we are calculating charge. How much charge will come? If total charge Q is coming to this system, how much it will distribute? Right? So that we have to see. Any doubt? Anyone in this? So just see into it. Once again, I have to take on attendance. Maybe the screen will change for you. And remember this, now we are going to discuss the problems based on what we have done. Let's go for the problems discussion. One second, I'm taking attendance. Okay, now I'll share you the book. Okay, let's do some sums from HCV, HC Verma, right? And then we'll go to NCERT book also to discuss some sums. Remember, again, I'm telling those who want to do the sums, try to do it from this one first, from HC Verma first. Okay. One second, it is coming. Okay, some issue in this one. Okay, I'll give you my sums. Just say it. Okay, try to do one sum. Last class also we discussed similar, but we have done only capacitance thing. Now we are going to proceed towards okay. So let's take this is point A, point B, and the total potential applied across A and B is 100 volts. Okay. Let's take this is 1 microfarad. This is 2 microfarad. This is 3 microfarad. This is 4 microfarad. Okay. So these are the 4 things. 1 microfarad, 2, 3, 4. Right. All of you, I hope, can see the question. Now, thing is, we have to find what will be the charge appearing on all of them. Like 1, how much it will be, 2, how much it will be, 3, how much it will be, 4, how much it will be. Okay. So try to solve it. Try to just think. See, remember, already we discussed last class also. First step for this type of problem is you must find equivalent capacitance. Once you find equivalent capacitance, then only you can find how much battery is giving total charge. Once you'll calculate how much battery is giving total charge, then only we can talk about distribution. You can't distribute anything if you don't know how much is the total thing coming from the battery. So same for charge also, right? Source is giving, battery is giving how much total. That depends on the total charge what is coming from the battery will depend on equivalent resistance into battery whatever is there. Okay. Because battery will apply between A and B 100 volts. So it is C equivalent into 100. This much charge battery will give. Now this much charge will go here. Then distribution will happen. Let's take Q1 is going here, Q2 is going here. Right? So definitely Q total is Q1 plus Q2. Q total is Q1 plus Q2. So you have to find how much is Q1, how much is Q2. How to find it? For that, again, we have to go and see how the combinations are connected, right? And as I told you already, one method to identify which one is negative terminal, like if you are taking this as negative, this entire thing will come in same potential. This we discussed last class also. Again, try to understand it. This entire thing will come at same potential. Okay. Those who can calculate, please proceed and try to calculate it.
Sir, after calculating capacitance, what should we do, sir?
Then we will find how much battery will give total charge. This is what the calculation is.
Okay, sir.
See, battery, you can think like battery is computing themselves equivalent capacitance. See, actually it will not happen because how the battery is knowing, that is based on a quick, this one, how the connections are there. But you can think that battery has a mind, let's take. And battery knows how to calculate equivalent capacitance. And based on that, battery is giving the charge. So this entire green color is at, let's take 0 potential. Okay. And this side, entire blue color will be at 100 potential. Okay. So entire blue, because this is this conducting wire, these are the conducting wires. So conducting wires will not change any potential. So this entire thing will have 100 volt, this entire blue. Till there is a battery, some other battery or resistance which is working properly, there'll be no change. So this entire blue line will have the same potential of 100 volts. Okay. And in between there will be some yellow line which will have same potential, because this, then this entire thing, okay, and this thing, they will have same potential. So how many potentials are there in this entire question? There are 3 potentials. One is 0, this green is entirely 0, blue is all 100, and there is a yellow, right? So you have to find these things. Also, what are the potentials for each and every point, and charges, how much it is coming. So before that, now I hope you are knowing which one in series, which one in parallel, right? Which one in parallel combination, tell me. Which two
Sir,
are in parallel combination?
Q1, Q2, and Q3 one along series, sir, and the opposite in
Q1.
parallel.
What is Q1? Capacitance I'm asking.
Sorry, C1, 1,
Okay, I'll
3,
name
and
them C1, C2, C3, C4. Now tell me which one is in parallel.
C3 and C4 parallel, sir.
Yes, very good, very good. C3 and C4 is in parallel because one plate is in yellow line, yellow color. Other is green. So it means what is meaning of green and yellow? It means their potential difference is same. That's what I told you this method. Now this method, the advantage is none of the book it is given this method. But this method is easy to identify. If you color code the entire circuit with the same potential, then you will know that which one is connected across same potential. Because otherwise it is confusing, the diagram. So as you can see here that 4 microfarad and 3 microfarad are connected in parallel combination because both plate, one plate is yellow, another plate is green. So 4 plus 3, how much it will be? 7. So we can draw one equivalent diagram with the 7, right? And we can replace everything. Okay. So I'm drawing the equivalent diagram, just equivalent diagram of this one. Now one more thing here, one more thing here. What about C2? Tell me. What about C2? What you are observing about C2? What the observation is coming about C2? Can we say that C2 is directly connected? C2 is directly connected across the battery. C2 is directly connected across battery. Can we say that? C2 has nothing to do with other resistance. Sanjay, from which location you have joined? Your information I don't have. Which batch you are from? Sanjay. I'll put you in the waiting room otherwise. Tell me which batch you are from and which location. Unmute yourself and tell the location. You're from Chennai or some other part of India? What here? You're not replying anything. What is this? I'm putting in the waiting room. Should reply, na? Common sense is there here. I don't know. People are preparing competitive exam. Common sense is missing nowadays. I have to you put the waiting room now. Okay. So now coming back to this one, can we say about C2? Tell me what we can say about C2.
Sir,
See,
it is
what is the
directly
potential
correct.
difference? See, what is the potential difference across C2? Just see it clearly. Can we say this is 0 potential and this is coming as 100, right? So one is 0, other is 100. What is meaning of that? It means what is the potential difference? 100 volt directly for C2. We don't have to do anything. We know the potential is 100 volt. That's all. How much will be charge coming? 2 is the microfarad capacitance. 2 into 100. How much it will be? 200 microcoulomb. So we can say the charge appearing on C2 will be 200 microcoulomb plus 200 minus 200 microcoulomb. Okay. Any doubt, anyone in this one? So for C2 it is solved now. And about C3 and C4. About C3 and C4, how much is the capacitance coming? 4 and 3. 4 and 3, how much it is? How much it is? 4 plus 3. It is a parallel combination. 7. Yes, it is 7 microfarad. And already we have 1 microfarad here. Now 1 microfarad and 7 microfarad. Which combination they are?
Series.
Series combination. Very good. So in that case, what will be the equivalent capacitance? Let's take equivalent is C1. So 1 by C1 is equal to 1 by 1 plus 1 by 7. So it will be 7. 7 plus 1. 8 by 7. So C1 will be 7 by 8. Remember one thing, one logic mathematically in a parallel combination. Whenever we apply, in series combination, whenever we apply this type of formula, 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. That is in series combination in capacitor and parallel combination in resistance. The overall capacitance value will be lesser than whatever minimum capacitance. What is the minimum capacitance here? 1 microfarad. So it will come less than 1 microfarad. Remember that logic. In series combination of capacitor, it will come lesser than, the equivalent capacitance will be less than whatever is the least capacitance. So 1 is the least, less than that, it will come 7 by 8. Okay. So once we have 7 by 8, right? Now 7 by 8 is connected across what capacitance? Sorry, what voltage? What voltage it is connected? If you see this green line which we have drawn is in fact continuing till this, right? And the blue line is continuing till this. I hope all of you are able to understand the lining importance, because lining will make you understand how the potentials are same. So for you, decision making will be very easy in series and parallel. Right? So now 1 and 7 will replace it. Right? 1 and 7 will replace it. So how much it will be? 1 and 7 if will replace. What will be the value coming here? Can we say 7 by 8? So we have 7 by 8. And we have already 2 down. And already we are having battery also. So try to understand now. Right? 7 by 8 has come. The equivalent is coming as 7 by 8. Now how much is this here? This is 100 volt. Right? This is 100 volt. Now 7 by 8 is the overall capacitance. So what will the Q1 value? How much charge it will give? The battery. Remember, battery is directly connected across 7 by 8 now. Battery is directly connected across 7 by 8 as it was connected with 2 microfarad. So for the 7 by 8, battery is directly connected. Right? As you can see here. Battery is directly connected. So what will be the value? Tell me how to calculate. Now this is the easiest thing. You can see battery is giving, it's 100 volt across 7 by 8 as well as for 2. So for 7 by 8, it will be 7 by 8 into how much it is? 100. This much charge will be coming microcoulomb, because it was microfarad. So it will come in microcoulomb. So we can say in series combination, we know that equivalent capacitor as well as individual capacitor will get the same charge. So this will also get 700 by 8. Right? This will get minus 700 by 8. This will get again plus 700 by 8. This will get minus 700 by 8. So as you can see here, it will be coming like this. So any doubt, anyone, any difficulty in this? Anyone has any difficulty? Just see the diagram. Remember, this type of problem can be asked in any exam and any competitive exam. As I'm talking about CBSE exam also, because in CBSE exam, resistance and capacitor related good questions are asked. Okay. So anyone has any difficulty in this? See, the stepwise calculation is we have to work out, first of all, equivalent. And before that, just try to see the potential roughly. How much is the potential at each and every point? Because if you see the potential, that will give us the idea where it is, how it is connected. So that gives a fair idea about connections. As you can see here, green is all same potential. Blue is all same potential. Yellow is one potential. So you can see that C3 and C4 is connected in C3 and C4 is connected in which combination? They are connected in parallel combination. So that's what we got 7. Right? So that is what we have drawn here 7. 4 plus 3, 7. Once we have redrawn the diagram, now 7 and 1 will be in series. So we calculated 7 by 8. That is one branch. The other branch of C2 is directly connected across battery. So that it has nothing to do with the C1, C4, C3. It's something like directly it is connected. Okay, to understand it, try to understand. Suppose now you will say that COVID shield and other vaccination is provided by Government of India. Suppose Apollo Hospital is directly connecting with the center, right? So it has nothing to do with the other systems. Directly the supply is coming from the battery. It has nothing to do with the C1, C3, C4. Otherwise, if it is involved with them, then we have to see the equivalent and then we have to calculate. But since it is directly connected, it is working independently with the battery. Battery positive terminal will directly create 0 potential. Battery negative terminal will directly create 100 potential on the positive plate. That's all. We don't have to go and see any other capacitor, any other capacitance, another thing. But if in this question entire capacitance is asked instead of this one, what will be the total capacitance? What will be the total capacitance? 7 by 8 we calculated here and 2 here. So what will be the answer for C equivalent for this question? C equivalent will be 7 by 8 plus 2 directly, because 2 will be in parallel then. So it will be 7 plus 16 by 8. 7 plus 16, how much it will be? 23 by 8. So it will be 23 by 8 microfarad will be the value of capacitance. Okay. Anyone has calculated the final value of C equivalent? 23 by 8. 23 by 8. No, none of you I think gave correct answer, right? 23 by 8. So C equivalent will be 23 by 8. I think you are getting confused with this one, the connections. So be careful in the connection. Any difficulty, anyone? I'll change the question now. On how much time? Okay, I'll discuss about this now. No, dielectric I'll discuss, because we need the dielectric theory to discuss some sums. Okay. So let me just finish this. Let's go to dielectric. Now, can anyone tell what is a dielectric? It is same as chemistry, dielectric. See, generally many molecules which are neither insulator nor conductor, but there is some polarity. Means molecules can be polar, but they are not conductors. So what will happen? They will have, let's take positive, negative charges randomly oriented, not in a particular direction. Random orientation will be there, right? So what will happen when we'll take a particular volume, they will generally get cancelled. So there's no electric field. In totality, it will get cancelled, right? Because randomly positive, negative is there for each and every molecule, polarity get cancelled. Like it is something like we are calculating dipole moment for the entire system, but dipole moment get cancelled out over a particular volume. Okay, so this is a dielectric. But the thing is, when we'll apply the electric field in the dielectric, like suppose we'll place them in between the capacitor plates. Already we know between the capacitor plate, what is the value of E? E is sigma by epsilon naught, right? Between the capacitor plate, there is external field, means capacitor plates are applying this much of field. So if you put the dielectric in between the capacitor plates or under external electric field, then what will happen? Some polarity will start developing. Meaning of that is positive charge. If this is the E we are applying, right? Let's take this E naught. We are applying external, right? Capacitor plate is applying. So in that case, the polarity will start developing in such a way that positive negative orientation will start. So positive charge will orient this way, negative will be here, positive will be here, negative will be here, like this. Orientation will start. So if the orientation will start, right? Orientation will be start here. Then in that case, there will be internal electric field develop. More accurately, one more last diagram. Try to understand this. We can say that all negative has come this side and all positive has come this. And we have applied external electric field E naught into it. Now what will happen? Once this field is applied, they are creating this polarity. They have developed it because of this external electric field. The dielectric will apply an internal electric field. Dielectric will apply internal electric field. How much that internal electric field will be? So internal electric field will be, of course, in the opposite direction. Try to understand this. It will be in the opposite direction. Why? Because field is from positive to negative charge. So now there is two electric field. One is the external electric field. One is the internal electric field. Now, if you'll here only, you can differentiate between a conductor and a dielectric. If it is a conductor, then it will develop exactly E naught. Whatever external, it will neutralize it by applying E naught inside. So that will become a conductor. But this is not a conductor. So many free electrons are not there. So much polarity is not there. Right? So because of that, it will develop something. Some value it will do. Let's take that values E dielectric, ED. Means what is the field developed by them? ED. 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 Okay. Right? So if you calculate the net electric field here inside the dielectric, if we will calculate the net electric field inside the dielectric, the net field inside the dielectric will be equal to E naught minus ED. Because E naught is still stronger. Remember, it is not a conductor. Right? It is not a conductor. It's not the insulator. So polarities has limited thing. So E net will be E naught minus ED. Okay. Now, what we have in our syllabus is those type of dielectric in which E net is proportional to E naught. Linear isotropic dielectric we have in our syllabus. Linear isotropic. What is meaning of isotropic? All directions. Linear isotropic dielectric. It means net field is directly proportional to E naught. This type of dielectric only we have in syllabus. In +2. So E net is proportional to E naught, or E net is equal to E naught by K. Where K is called, what K is called? K is called dielectric constant. Where K is called dielectric constant. It depends on the material to material, what type of material it is. Okay. So this K value is dielectric constant. This is the importance of K here, because E net, if it is asked and we know how much it is, that is E naught by K. Okay. Any doubt in this? Anyone? So we have linear isotropic dielectric. Okay. Now, any difficulty, anyone in this? So now we are going to discuss about this. What will be effect on capacitance? Okay, field is becoming 1 by K times. Field is reduced by a factor of K because of dielectric insertion, right? But what will happen to the capacitance? How much times capacitance will be coming? So that we have to see, right? So now let's discuss that thing. So anyone has any difficulty till this point on this, what is written on the screen now? Okay, so I'll go to the next part. Rakesh, you have any doubt? After I'll remove, then you should not ask doubt. Now, if you have any doubt, you ask me. Rakesh. Okay. Rakesh, okay. Phone also you use, TV also use, radio, everything used during the class timing. Any doubt you have? Okay, so let me remove it now. Now, once we know it, let's come back to our capacitor. And let's see the effect of dielectric. I'll just give some more place to make you understand. But remember, the dielectric insertion depends on how the question is given. But I'm assuming, okay, it is fully inserted. Like a slab, 3-dimensional slab, remember it? As I told you that we have positive charges of the capacitor plate, right? We have the negative charges And let's assume it is fully inserted. Fully means thickness of dielectric is that gap between the two plates. Gap between the two. It is something like, see, suppose one small passage is there and one car is going to cross it, right? And you are seeing from the side. So how you will feel the walls? You will feel the walls as two lines, and car is going inside. So same way, dielectric is going inside. The dielectric is inserted almost entire volume. Okay, and the side walls is just the lines, which is representation. So try to visualize this to understand how it is done. So it is a 3D picture. I'll show you the animation next class in some YouTube videos so that you'll understand this one more better. Okay, so first try to understand it. Now the dielectric is inserted here. Thickness of the dielectric is D. Fully it is inserted. What the dielectric will do here? Dielectric has reduced the electric field now. It is becoming E naught by K, where E naught was initial field. Without any dielectric insertion, the field between the capacitor plates, right, was E naught. Now it is becoming E naught by K. Will it make any difference to potential? Now that is the next question. Will the potential change? What was the potential in this case? Delta V. It was E naught into D. What will be the potential in this case? Delta V, E naught by K into D. So what will happen to the potential difference? Potential difference is also becoming 1 by K times. Potential difference is also becoming 1 by K times. Right? 1 by K times potential difference is becoming. What will happen if the potential difference is becoming 1 time? What will happen to the capacitance value? What will be this value, by the way? Delta V, the new delta V. Try to calculate new delta V. E naught K D. What is E naught? If you remember, we discussed E naught, sigma by epsilon naught by K into D, which is sigma D by K epsilon naught. What is sigma? Sigma was Q by A. So Q by A into D K epsilon naught. This is delta V. Right? New delta V is becoming 1 by K times. Now the capacitance calculation for this, if you remember, the capacitance is quite simple. C is equal to Q, whatever charge we have given, divided by delta V. So let's put the value here. Q divided by delta V, QD by K A epsilon naught. Q will get cancelled. So how much it is coming? K epsilon naught A by D. So the new capacitance, the new factor has come here, K, because without the dielectric, capacitance value was epsilon naught A by D. But now it is becoming K times epsilon naught A by D. So we can say that this value is equal to K times the initial capacitance, C naught. So whenever a dielectric is inserted, it makes the capacitance K times. So it is K times epsilon naught. That is the use of basically this one. Dielectric capacitance is becoming K times here. Okay. So I hope all of you are able to understand why the K factor is coming. This is why we discussed this entire thing. Why this K factor is coming? Because of the simple logic that field is becoming 1 by K times. Potential is becoming 1 by K times. Since potential is becoming 1 by K times, capacitance is inversely proportional. So the K factor will go in numerator and capacitance will becoming K times. So now onwards, you must remember this K factor, where K is dielectric constant of the dielectric. Okay. So in the question, sometime they will give you, sometime they'll ask you. So based on that, we have to do it. Okay. Any doubt, anyone? The next part of it is, if the dielectric is not inserted fully, then what will happen? This we discussed, dielectric is inserted fully. Dielectric is inserted fully, and that capacitance is becoming K times. If dielectric is not inserted fully, then what will happen? So that is the second point we have to discuss. Okay. So anyone has any difficulty till this point? Any doubt? Okay, so let's go for the next point. Suppose dielectric is not fully inserted. Let's take, we have a capacitor. Okay. And one more thing we'll derive using this one, that dielectric basically, whatever be the location of dielectric, it doesn't matter. Meaning of that is, suppose we are inserting one dielectric, right? Suppose we are inserting one dielectric, and what color dielectric? Okay, black color itself, let's take it. So dielectric is inserted. This is a dielectric insertion. Okay, try to understand. And let's take this dielectric is having thickness x. Try to understand, because this is one of the derivation also. Thickness x. And it is inserted at a distance of y from one end. Total gap between the plates is d. Right? Gap between the plates is d. So this is y. So remaining will be how much? Remaining will be d minus y. So from one plate it is at a distance of y, other plate it is at a distance of d minus y. Thickness of dielectric is x, and area of plate, area of dielectric, area of entire thing is A1. Okay. So now we want to find equivalent capacitance for this, or the capacitance for this, whatever. Okay. So how to calculate? Can we see here that there are three capacitors involved here? C1, C2, C3. Try to understand. C1, C2, C3. C2 is a capacitor having dielectric. And which combination they are connected? Can anyone tell? If the charge will go from here, charge has to come out from here, right? So which combination they are connected? They all are connected in series combination. C1, C2, C3. What will be the values of C1, C2, C3? What will be the value of C1? C1. Air is there, medium is air, no dielectric in C1. Epsilon naught A divided by D. How much is D? D is Y. This is a C1. C3. What will the C3 value? Epsilon naught A divided by distance. How much is the distance for C3? This
D
distance, D minus Y. So it will be D minus Y. C2. C2. How much will be C2? K. Right? Where K is the dielectric constant for this. Epsilon naught A divided by, how much is the gap between them? This thickness, X.
X.
So divided by X. Right? Now, which combination they all are connected? We want overall capacitance. We can assume that it is not a single capacitor. It is a three capacitor, C1, C2, C3. Equivalent there, equivalent we have to find. So equivalent calculation, 1 by C equivalent. They're in series combination. So it will be 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 is equal to 1 by C1. Y divided by epsilon naught A. 1 by C2, X divided by K epsilon naught A. 1 by C3, D minus Y divided by epsilon naught A. If we'll take the LCM, LCM will come as K epsilon naught A. K will be going here, KY plus X plus KD minus KY is 1 by C equivalent. Right? Any doubt in this? Anyone has any difficulty? KY will get cancelled. So how much it will be? X plus KD divided by K epsilon naught A. From here, what will be C equivalent? K epsilon naught A divided by X plus K into D, right? So this will be the final equivalent capacitance. As you can see in this one, what is missing term? Y is missing. What is meaning of Y is missing? What is the meaning of if Y is missing? If Y is missing, meaning of that is it is immaterial whether the dielectric is near to plate, negative plate or positive plate. The location of dielectric is immaterial. The thickness of dielectric is important. Location is important. What is Y giving us basically? Y is giving us where dielectric is located with respect to positive plate. So that Y is getting cancelled, right? Ky and Kd plus Ky minus Ky will get cancelled. So only Kd is surviving, right? So this is how we'll calculate it. So C equivalent is this quantity. Now, anyone has any difficulty in this? Any doubt? Remember this as a theory that whenever dielectric is inserted, we have to use this logic. And this is also to make you one statement that whenever they are connected, right, the location is immaterial. This is, you can assume as a case 1. Okay. Other than the standard, of course, this is a case 1. We have case 2 and case 3 also we are going to discuss. Anyone has any difficulty in this case 1? Any doubt? Just see it again. If anyone has any doubt, ask me now. Any difficulty, anyone? Okay, so let's go to case 2. Case 2 will be easier than case 1, but generally in the books, CBSE books, everything they will give. So try to understand it. Again, we have negative charges, right? Positive charges. Dielectric is inserted. Now let's take 2 dielectric is inserted. One side, this is K1 and this one K2. Okay, so 2 dielectric is inserted, K1 and K2. One is K1, other is K2. What will be the total equivalent? Remember the standard result, A is the area, D is the distance, right? So we have to calculate for the total. How to calculate? C1, this is C1, this is C2. Which combination C1 and C2 will be? Which combination they will be? Series or parallel?
Parallel.
Very good. Why they will be in parallel combination? Correct answer. Because you can see that all this one, positive and negative, all the green negative charge, let's take at 0 potential. Suppose this plate, then this will be at V potential. So C1 is connected across which potential? V1 minus 0. C2 is connected across which potential? V minus 0. So they have the same potential difference. So C1 and C2 are connected in parallel combination. In this scenario, what will be the value of C1? Epsilon naught K1 epsilon naught A divided by D. D or D by 2? Area is half exactly. So area should be A by 2. Half of area, let's take, they are taking A by 2 here, A by 2 here. Distance is D only. Similarly, C2 value, K2 epsilon naught A by 2 divided by D. They're in which combination? Parallel combination. Parallel combination, what we do in capacitors, directly we'll add them. C1 plus C2. So it will be equal to K1 plus K2 epsilon naught A divided by 2D. So when the plates, when the capacitor dielectric insertion is like this, half area, equal area, then we have to do like this one. Any difficulty, anyone in this one? This is case 2. 3 cases are important. So case 1 was, we proved that dielectric location is immaterial. Now this is case 2. Case 3 we are going to discuss. So anyone has any difficulty, you can ask now. Any doubt, anything? Okay, so let's go to next. Case 3. Can anyone guess what will be case 3? Full. This side K1. Okay. This side K2. And of course, these are the plates, right? These are the plates. Yes, sir. Okay, let me draw the plates as red color. Positive plate as red color. Okay. Negative plate as yellow color. So these are the capacitor plates, and dielectric is inserted equally. One is K1, other is K2. Okay. Distance they are sharing equally. So this will be d by 2. This will be d by 2. Again, we'll calculate C1, we'll calculate C2, right? And then they are in series combination, because charges will go, this charge will cross here like this. You can assume it. Literally, it will not happen. Induction will happen. But to make you understand, I'm just telling you. So C1 value will be K1 epsilon naught A divided by D by 2. C2 value will be K2 epsilon naught A divided by D by 2, right? 1 by C equivalent, 1 by C equivalent, it is series combination. So 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2, 1 by C1, right? So C1, if you'll take 1 by C1, what will be there? D will come up, right? D divided by K1 epsilon naught A, 2 will also be there, plus D divided by 2 K2 epsilon naught A, right? LCM, we can take common, basically D divided by 2 epsilon naught A, entire thing common, 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2, which we can write as D K1 K2 divided by 2 epsilon naught A K1 into K2. From here, what will the C equivalent? C equivalent will be 2 epsilon naught A K1 K2 divided by D times K1 K2. Okay. So anyone has any difficulty in this, just check it. And then there is one IIT JEE sum, which is not a quiz, it is a numerical, which is
One doubt,
somewhat
sir.
difficult. Yeah, tell me.
D into K1 plus K2 now, sir.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, K1 plus K2 will be coming in numerator. So that will go in denominator. Okay. So this is for, they are connected in series combination. So remember the 3 cases, and there is one JEE sum, JEE advanced level sum is there, which I'm going to discuss now, which is related with this. Because see, in these cases, you are always able to find a series and parallel. Okay, before that, I'll give you some questions so that you'll understand it better. Now, this one, anyone has any doubt? Identification of series parallel. Remember, you think it like this, that charges are flowing this way. It will not happen basically. It is induction effect always, right? But you can assume since same charge is going, right? These two are in series combination like this. Okay, so just to do the numerical, this theory I'm telling you. Otherwise, we have to see the induction and everything. Now, anyone has any doubt in this? And coming back to the dielectric, let's discuss one more thing. For a full-fledged dielectric, suppose we are inserting a dielectric, what will be the charges appearing on the dielectric? What will be the charges appearing on the dielectric we are inserting? Right, so we have the capacitor plate. Okay, we have the capacitor plates, and in between we are inserting dielectric. What will be the charges appearing on the dielectric? We discussed E naught as the field, total field we discussed, right? This was a E naught. Then we discussed that there is a E dielectric. Now our aim is to calculate what will be the sigma on the dielectric. So for that, we'll go back to our derivation. We discussed E net is equal to E naught minus ED, right? And E net itself is equal to how much? We discussed E net is equal to E naught by K, linear isotropic dielectric. So E net is equal to E naught by K, but E net according to the calculation should come as E naught minus ED, whatever dielectric is reducing because of its opposite polarity. So E naught by K is equal to E naught minus ED. From here, we'll calculate ED is equal to E naught minus E naught by K. E naught coming out 1 minus 1 by K. So we have the formula. Dielectric will create a field in the opposite direction to the capacitor plate field, and this will be the magnitude of it. Now, other than the field, suppose sigma is asked, sigma of dielectric. What is the charge appeared? This will be negative, by the way. This will be negative. This will be positive, right? And then this was basically positive capacitor plate. Remember the opposite polarity. Whatever field capacitor plate will apply, dielectric will apply negative of it, right? That is what the field is in the opposite direction, it is subtracting. So this is ED. Now what will be the value of this sigma? So we know ED we can write as sigma dielectric divided by epsilon naught is equal to sigma of the plate, which is just I'm writing as sigma, divided by epsilon naught 1 minus 1 by K. So from here, epsilon naught will get cancelled. We will get a formula that the charge appearing on the dielectric sigma D, charge per unit area, is equal to sigma of the plate 1 minus 1 by K. So sigma D will be sigma, right? Sigma D will be sigma into 1 minus 1 by K. So this as a formula, you must remember it. Okay. It will be the charge appearing on the dielectric plate. Of course, it is in the opposite direction. That also you have to remember, right? Whatever field direction of plate, dielectric is applying opposite direction. So charge appearing in the opposite direction. Near the negative plate, dielectric will have the positive charge developed. Near the positive plate, dielectric will have the negative charge developed. And how much is the magnitude of it? What is the sigma for it? Sigma for this is this much. What is the field for it? Field is this much. Basically, from field only we can get the sigma. So these two formulae you must remember. ED is equal to E naught 1 minus 1 by K. Okay. I hope all of you are able to understand it. Any difficulty in this? Remember just the formula. It will help you for the numericals. Okay. Okay, now last thing about dielectric. Anyone has any difficulty, ask me now. I'm going to remove this now. Okay. So next thing about dielectric, which will be the last thing for today, is what will happen if a capacitor is connected, right? Okay, to a battery. Remember, we always use a resistance also, so that suddenly the capacitor should not get the voltage, otherwise there is a like it will not work properly, some shock, another thing will start. So we'll use the resistance R. This is EMF E. We are charging the capacitor. Okay, right? This is the capacitance is C. Now we have the dielectric. exactly dimensions equal to in between, like that. This is a dielectric. We have inserted the dielectric here, which is exactly D and area A, entire thing, and dielectric constant is K, like that. Okay, so that it will completely come into it. Same as D and A for the plate also. Okay, what will happen to the charge on the capacitor? Will the charge increase, remain same? What will happen to the voltage? Right? So try to answer, think and tell me. And what will happen to the energy? How much will be the energy for it? Right? What will be the initial energy? Okay, what will be the initial energy before inserting the dielectric? Before inserting the dielectric, initial energy. Can we say half C E square initial energy? What will be the initial charge? It will be C into E, right? Capacitance is same. Capacitance, okay, let's take this value as C naught. So C is equal to C naught. This is before inserting. These are the value before inserting. Similarly, voltage, if someone is asking delta V, it is Q is equal to CV. So V is equal to, this will value will be E only finally, right? So these are the values. After inserting dielectric, what will be the C value? How much it will be? Can we say it is KC naught, right? What will be the delta V value? Delta V value, how much it will be? Anyone? How much is the potential difference after dielectric is inserted? Dielectric is inserted in that. Then what will happen? Finally.
Sir, KE, sir.
No, there only we have to understand that battery has nothing to do with the dielectric. Battery can give maximum EMF E only. So this will be E only. Because battery has nothing, battery cannot give more than E. Maximum battery can give is after long time, once you'll insert the dielectric and leave it for 1 hour, battery can maintain a potential difference of E only. It cannot give you more than that. Right? But what will be the charge? Charge will be C delta V. So what is happening to the capacitance? Capacitance is becoming K times. So what will happen to charge? Charge will also becoming K times. Right? And what will be the energy stored? Capacitance is becoming K times. So K C naught into E square. Energy stored will be this. Half K C naught E square. This will be the energy stored. Capacitance is becoming this K times. Okay. This is one case. Case 1. You can write this case 1 as insertion of dielectric while battery is connected. Again, case 1 is insertion of dielectric while battery is connected. Okay. Case 2 will be battery is disconnected after charging it. Okay. So this is case 1. Anyone has any difficulty in case 1? Any doubt in case 1? Okay, let's go to case 2. We have the battery connected initially, but battery is disconnected after giving the charge. It's something like, now we remove the circuit, but initially it was connected. So initially it was connected, so the charge is becoming C naught E in the positive, right? Where E is the EMF it is maintaining, and this will be charge will be minus C naught E. After that, we are inserting the dielectric fully into it. So dielectric is inserted after disconnecting the battery. Battery is not there. Let's remove the battery. Battery is not there. We disconnected the battery now. Now what will happen? So in this case, let's see both the things, right? Initial, what is the initial Q? Qi C naught into E, right? Capacitance is C naught initially. Voltage delta V initially will be equal to E, right? Energy delta U half C V square, okay? Half C V square, which is half C naught into E square, right? This is before dielectric is inserted. After, once we insert it, dielectric is inserted, what will happen to charge? What will happen to capacitance? Remember, dielectric constant is K. What will happen to delta V? What will happen to delta U? Tell anyone, think and tell. Already I told you this answers before. What will happen to charge? Can charge change? So the answer is no, charge cannot change. Why charge cannot change? Like last time charge has changed, this time charge is not changing. Why? Anyone? Why charge cannot change? So the answer is, since battery is disconnected and the battery was the only source of charge getting, so no charge can flow to the battery, no charge can come from the battery. So charge cannot change. So how much it will be? How much this value will be? Well, basically C naught into E. So what will be the charge here? Equal to initial charge is equal to how much? C naught into E. What about the capacitance? Final. K times capacitance will change. Now capacitance has changed. Charge is same. So potential difference will change now. Because now the battery is not there to maintain the potential difference. So what will apply? QF divided by CF. QF is C naught into E divided by K C naught. C naught will get cancelled. So how much it will be? E by K. What will happen to the energy? How much energy will be? Energy will be half C final, V final, E square by K square. So how much it will be? Half C naught E square by K. Okay. So this will be the energy. Now anyone has any doubt in this? We can get the energy by one more formula. This energy, we can get it by one more formula. Which formula? We can apply Q square by 2C also. Q is how much? Q is this quantity, right? C naught square, E square, right? Divided by 2C. But capacitance is becoming how much now? KC naught. So KC naught. C naught will get cancelled. So how much it will be? C naught E square divided by 2. So using this formula also, Q square by 2C formula. Because Q is going to be same. C naught E. C is becoming KC naught. So we can apply that formula also. Of course, energy is becoming how many times? Energy is reduced by a factor of K. So these points everyone must remember that when a dielectric is inserted, after that, right? After battery is disconnected, energy will reduce by a factor of K. Okay. So this is about the dielectric. Next class we'll discuss further related to this. Okay, try to remember all the things what we discussed today. It will be useful for you in all exams. Each and every exam it will be useful. and we'll discuss next class numericals related with this. Okay. Anyone has any doubt in this last point? Any difficulty? Okay. So we'll finish the class. Okay. Okay. Thank you.